Right now, we're going to focus on our brewing methods. So you've probably heard of the pour-over brewer, but I'll show you what one looks like right here. This is our gold single cup pour-over brewer that's made of stainless steel and has a little gold titanium finish to it. And it keeps you from being able to having to use paper filters, and you can make one simple cup. So if you have competition in your household for the coffee maker, whichever one you use with a coffee drinker, you can make 1 cup of Ticino super fast using this method. This is your favorite. Why don't you tell them about it?
This is my favorite. This one we lovingly refer to as kitchen countertop eye candy. I like to make this with my partner at home, but as you can see, it's big enough so you can actually share Ticino with the whole family. Kids love Ticino. It's a healthy drink that they don't even know they're drinking all the nutrients. So the whole family can enjoy it. And this one's big enough to fit a couple cups. How many cups fit in that one?
You can get 3 good-sized mugs out of this one.
Perfect.
This also comes with a stainless steel filter. So again, no need to cut down trees to make your morning cup of coffee or Ticino in the morning if you use these permanent pour-over filters. And then, last but not least, is tried and true. I use this one all the time. This is the French press. The French press, you can probably see, has a fine mesh strainer. And basically, what I say a French press is a teapot with a strainer, because you'll see in a second, it basically works just like a teapot for loose leaf tea. Only in this case, we're going to do it with Ticino. I want to show you 2 spoons. So, you know, the classic thing is you want to get the right amount for a cup in here. This cup is about 10 ounces as well. And what we say for a 10-ounce cup of Ticino, but it's also true for coffee, you want a rounded tablespoon, 1 for Ticino. If this were coffee, you'd be using 2. So you don't use as much of Ticino as you do of coffee. So I'm going to put 1 in here because this is our 1 cup. I'm going to put in 3 in here. Can you take the top of that guy off?
Sure.
And I'm going to put in 2 because this cup holds about 2 10-ounce cups in there. All right.
Well, why don't we use as much Ticino as we would with coffee?
So coffee is fluffier than Ticino, for one, and there's just this way that Ticino, you know, works better at 1 tablespoon than 2 tablespoons.
Probably more flavor.
Yeah, you know, but coffee is fluffier, so it has it's not as dense as Ticino. Let's start with this one, because when you pour into a French press, you're simply pouring the water in, but you want it to sit for 3 minutes before it's ready to drink. And so it's as simple as this. You're going to pour it into your French press. You're going to put the top on.
Oh, it looks yummy already.
And you're going to let it sit without pushing the plunger down for 3 minutes until it's ready. That can't be simpler, right? For the pot of the pour-over pot, how do you do it? Do you have a special way you like to do it?
Well, I actually just figured out I thought I was doing it wrong the other day because I watched a really long, drawn-out video of this meticulous measuring and pouring and blooming and all of these things. But I typically just pour, and tell me if I'm wrong, I typically just pour and let it fluff up a little bit, and then I pour my rest. How am I supposed to do it?
That's exactly how you're supposed to do it. So I've seen those videos too, and those are like coffee people, you know?
Yeah.
And they're measuring and they're being so serious, and then they're saying you do it like this, and then you do that, and you let it bloom for this long, you do that. I'm sorry. I live in a fast-paced world. I don't have time
I'm on a
for
schedule.
It's easier than that. And you can still make it just like a barista. So the first thing I do is I pour right around to get it all wet. And I do let it sit for a little while as the grounds sort of go down inside, and you can see it's brewing or dripping through. And then when it sort of drips through the first one.
You can smell it already. It smells so good.
Then I do start to pour around the edges. Make sure it all goes down. And we just keep letting it pour a little bit like that. One of these videos I watched, it had, 6 times around like this.
Yes.
5 times back like that.
Counterclockwise.
Clockwise. It was like, really?
It was intense. I was like, okay, I can't do that. I mean, I'm just right on time as is.
Those are the coffee
no more.
people. You know how they are. The coffee people get really, really serious about stuff.
If you have time to do that, good for you, but I like this.
I'm going to get this one started too. So this is your simple 1 cup brewer. Again, you pour it in a little bit, get it all wet, let it go down. As it goes down, the grinds will sort of cake, or whatever you want to say, along the side. And that's when you go back in on the next pour, and you just pour around the edge to get the grinds down. It's really, really simple. And it really is common sense when you look at it. And it's pretty obvious. Oh yeah, the grounds are on the side. I think I'll pour around and get them down.
I'm happy to find out that I have actually been doing it right.